Hey everybody, and welcome back to today's video. Tonight we are here at the Skagit Speedway for our first race of our 3-day weekend here in the Pacific Northwest. Tonight we are at the Skagit Speedway for like our Independence Day race. This was originally our 4th of July show, but ended up raining out, so now they rescheduled it, and it's $2,000 to win in the 360 sprint car. Now we have 26 360s on tap tonight, probably the best car count they've had here all year. You guys might be watching it live on Skagit.tv, but it's going to be a great show. It's overcast here tonight. Like I said, a lot of sprint cars here in the pit area. And as you guys can hear right now, they're getting ready to call us out. So we're here at the Skagit Speedway, Alger, Washington. This place is a phenomenal racetrack, one of the best up here in the Pacific Northwest. So we run here tonight, and then we head over to Billings, Montana to run the Big Sky Speedway. It's going to be a great weekend. We're hoping to get it started here on the right foot with qualifying. We will be the 5th car to roll out on the racetrack. Just hopped out of the race car after qualifying. I believe right now we're currently sitting 4th after about 10 cars. Colton Heath, he is quick time. He gets around this place really, really well. He was an 11.3, which I believe is just about a 10th off the track record. We were an 11.4, and there's quite a few of us right there. So I felt like that was probably my best qualifying lap I've laid down here at Skagit since the season started. And I think we have a solid chance at ending up in the top 8. So we finally got a good qualifying lap here at the Skagit Speedway. Last time we talked, I was 4th quick on the board. One more guy went out, Trey Starks. He went out probably around 17th, 18th, and he still laid down a really, really good lap. An 11.4 bumped me down to 5th quick, but that's where we ended up. So now it's just time to make it through the heat race. The format here is so heavily dependent on qualifying. You got to qualify in the top 8. They do an invert 4, take 4, so quick time is going to start 4th in a heat race, and he has to finish in the top 4 to transfer to the A main event and keep his time. And then they're going to do a dice roll for the top 8, so they could do an invert 6, invert 4, so we have a chance at starting on the front row tonight as long as we can get through this heat. We're going to roll off 2nd row inside. Wish me luck. The track's still fairly hooked up. It's overcast out, so I don't think it's going to slick off too quick, but maybe by the A main event we should have a pretty good racetrack. Started 3rd in our heat race there, fell back to 4th. Car was pretty good, felt a little bit loose there, probably should have grabbed just a tad bit more wing. Just wasn't able to really get the rear drive I needed the first few laps, and once I got in a rhythm there at the end, slid a 3rd place when he made a mistake and just lost it. Got on the brakes a little too early when he slid me back. But we did everything we needed to do. We just needed to finish in the top 4. That's kind of why I was going hard, but at the same time I was conserving a little bit because there was no reason to make a dumb mistake and you know, fall out of that top 4 P4 spot. Now we're gonna go and watch the rest of the heat races. I do need to get a little bit better in race trim just as a driver, be ready for moves to come at me and be ready to make some moves to get to the front. Alright, it is showtime here at Skagit. We roll off 5th. They had a 4-car invert, so we just missed it. If we would have qualified 1 spot better, we would have been on the pole of tonight's A main event. But we're still in a really good spot. Got some fast guys ahead of us. I think our main goal is just really to try to get to the top side and get up there and really just work on perfecting that line. I think the bottom is still quick, but the top is just a little bit better, and see if maybe we can hang around the top 5, try to gain some spots, and once we get to lap traffic is when we make our move. So it should be a really, really fun A main event. Let's just go out there and have some fun. So as you can see from that clip right there, we don't even have a right rear wheel cover. What ended up happening, I think when I bounced off the curb there with a few laps to go, it knocked that wheel cover in, and then obviously just all that dirt got in there, and it ended up, when that wheel cover got knocked in, it ripped off the end of the bleeder, and it pretty much just flattened our right rear tire, as you can see in the picture. So super unfortunate way for us to end the night, but we had so much speed, and I think pretty much that tire was going down from probably at least the last 10 laps, because our car was just changing so much and getting so much tighter throughout the run. So unfortunate, like I said, but we will be back next time to take on Skagit with you know, all the speed that we built off the night. All right, Carly, in a few words, describe our run tonight.
Very fast.
Very fast. What a heartbreaker, man. My best run ever probably in the 360, or one of my best. Was absolutely ripping here at Skagit. Started 5th, got up into 2nd, you know, made some really, really good moves. Kind of figured out how to throw a slide job. I've really been working on that in the 360. Kind of got it down in the limited, but just working out kind of how to make some of those kart moves, thread the needle, and try to gain as many positions as possible. Now we are loading up really, really quick because we're trying to get to Billings, so I'll talk to you guys here in the RV. Just getting ready to shut the door. That's why we're all kind of in a frantic rush, because we got to drive overnight to make it to the Big Sky 360 Nationals, but a great run here tonight at Skagit. Let's recap it as we leave. I don't usually shoot stuff here in the back of the RV, but with the quick turnaround here tonight, we got everything loaded super quick. But let's recap the night at Skagit. Qualified 5th, our best qualifying run of the season. Fell back 1 spot in the heat race, kind of was just taking it easy, figuring out the racetrack, just trying to make sure we stayed in the top 4 to transfer into that top 8 starting spot in the A, and got ripping really, really good there in the A main event. Passed some really, really fast cars, started 3rd row inside, missed that invert redraw by 1 spot, quickly got into 5th, rode there for about the first 7-8 laps, just kind of figuring out the racetrack. It was super, super slick. Started to develop a little bit of a curb on the top side, and our pre-race talk was really just figure out how to run the top and perfect that line. Got going really, really good, had that restart about 7 laps in, and slid the 96 car, the 4th place running car, and at the same time the 33 of Colton Heath made a mistake and spun out, so we actually got 2 for 1 in that corner and ended up getting into 3rd. Anyway, got into 3rd there, and then started tracking down 2nd place Jason Sowald in the 18, and we were just a little bit better than him, just slowly started to make up some ground, got into lap traffic, and he decided to go to the bottom in turns 3 and 4. I stayed around the top side, committed up there, and was able to sneak by him down the front straightaway and start tracking down the leader, Trey Starks. And Trey was super quick around the high side, definitely the fastest car on the track, but in lap traffic when they were 2 or 3 wide in front of him, you could tell he just didn't have very many places to go, and when he had to abandon the top side, it was just easy for others to make up ground on him, so we started to reel him in when we got into 2nd. Never got super close because that's when everything went wrong. Probably about 10 to go, 2, 3, 4 laps after I got past Sowald, I could tell my car was just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. I ended up going over the curb in turns 3 and 4 and losing just a little bit of time, and then a lap or 2 later went into turns 1 and 2, got into the curb not too hard, but it just biked up. It was super weird, and right then and there I felt a major vibration and knew something was bad. So I probably rode around for 2 or 3 more laps, actually went to the bottom side of the racetrack because I did not want to wreck the race car. We still have more races we wanted to run this weekend. I knew we had plenty of speed, but something was major wrong. So with a few laps to go, I ended up just stopping on the front straightaway. Maybe could have tried to limp it home, but it was just getting more and more dangerous no matter where I ran. If anything, I was just a hazard because I was starting to go way off pace. So we ended up getting a DNF. That's unfortunate, but we had so much speed. I think if, you know, we don't have any of those problems, I'm not sure exactly what happened. I know I barely got into the front stretch wall very early in the race, but it's kind of hard to believe that that's what kind of caused all that. But it is what it is. Just want to thank my crew for having so much speed and having a great night. Our first night we put all together at Skagit, just luck wasn't on our side. Got to give a shout out to my mom and dad, Carly, Roger Henderson, and everyone else that supports the race car. It's so much fun getting to do what I get to do, and the best part is we have 2 more nights of racing in Montana, which is where we are trucking to right now. Also got to thank the good Lord up above for keeping me safe tonight. That could have been way worse, could have possibly tipped it over, and that was my biggest fear, knowing something was broken in the rear end or having a flat tire was, you know, possibly wrecking it. So I tried to do the veteran move and you know, just pull it into the infield out of everyone's way. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. The vlogs are getting exciting. We're getting much faster. We're starting to get in our groove, and more wins will be coming here in the future. See you guys all in the next one. Should have 2 more fun vlogs coming from Billings, Montana. Deuces.